You might not feel powerful right now. You might feel broken, damaged, like a shadow of who you used to be, like someone who's barely holding it together, like someone who's just surviving, not living, like someone who has nothing special about them anymore. But you're wrong. You have something that not everyone has, something that can't be taught or bought or given, something you earned through the hardest way possible. You survived, and that's your superpower. I know that doesn't sound like much. Survival sounds basic, minimum, like the lowest bar. Everyone survives, right? But no, not everyone does. Not everyone makes it through what you made it through. Not everyone comes out the other side of darkness. Not everyone keeps going when everything in them wants to stop. You did. You survived something that could have destroyed you. That should have destroyed you. That destroyed parts of you. But not all of you. Some essential part of you remained. Some core of you kept going. Some piece of you refused to quit. That's not basic. That's extraordinary. Think about what you survived. Really think about it. Not to dwell on the pain, but to acknowledge the magnitude, the betrayal, the abuse, the loss, the trauma, the heartbreak, the disappointment, the crushing weight of it all. Whatever it was for you, it was significant. It was real. It was devastating. And you're here, still breathing, still trying, still showing up. That's not nothing. That's everything. Your superpower isn't that you came through it unscathed. You didn't. You're scarred. You're changed. You carry wounds. That's real too. Your superpower isn't that you're perfectly healed. You're not. You're still healing, still processing, still rebuilding. Your superpower is that you survived it. And you're still here, still fighting, still choosing to keep going even when keeping going is hard, even when it would be easier to give up, even when you're not sure why you're still trying. You are. That's the superpower. Survival isn't passive. It's not just not dying. Survival is active. It's choosing to take the next breath when breathing feels pointless. It's getting out of bed when bed feels like the only safe place. It's eating when you have no appetite. It's asking for help when you feel like a burden. It's setting a boundary when you're exhausted. It's trying again when you failed before. Survival is 1,000 tiny choices, 1,000 small acts of courage, 1,000 moments of refusing to quit. And you've made those choices. You've taken those actions. You've had those moments. That's your superpower. The accumulation of all those small, invisible, incredibly brave decisions to keep going. And here's what your superpower gives you that other people don't have. Perspective. You know now what really matters. What's worth worrying about and what isn't. What's a real crisis and what's just inconvenience. You know the difference because you've lived through real crisis. You've survived real threat. Everything else is manageable in comparison. Your superpower gives you resilience. Not the kind you're born with. The kind you build. The kind that comes from being broken and putting yourself back together. From falling and getting back up. From losing everything and starting over. You know now that you can survive more than you thought you could. That you're stronger than you believed. That you can handle hard things because you've already handled the hardest things. Your superpower gives you empathy. Deep, real empathy. Not the surface kind. The kind that comes from being in the darkness. From knowing what it feels like to hurt so badly you can't breathe. From understanding what it means to need help and not know how to ask for it. You can see pain in others that most people miss. You can hold space for struggle because you know what struggle feels like. Your superpower gives you authenticity. You don't have energy for pretending anymore. For performing. For being who you're supposed to be instead of who you are. Survival stripped away the unnecessary. The fake. The performance. What's left is real, raw, true, and that authenticity, that's magnetic, that's powerful, that's rare. Your superpower gives you courage, not the absence of fear, but the willingness to do things despite fear. You've done the scariest thing already. You've survived. Everything else is less scary in comparison. So you can try new things, take risks, put yourself out there, because you know that even if it doesn't work out, you'll survive that too. And your superpower gives you hope. Not naive hope. Not blind optimism. But earned hope. Hope that's been tested. Hope that survived despair. Hope that exists not because you don't know how bad things can get, but because you do. And you're still here, still believing that better is possible, that life can hold good things again, that you can heal, that you can rebuild, that you can rise. That's not foolish hope. That's powerful hope. The kind that can't be shaken because it's already been shaken and it held. But here's what you need to understand about your superpower. It doesn't make you invincible. It doesn't mean you'll never struggle again. It doesn't mean you're beyond being hurt or disappointed or knocked down. You're human. You'll face hard things again. You'll have setbacks. You'll have bad days. You'll fall sometimes. But your superpower means you know you'll get back up. You've done it before. You can do it again. Your superpower means you trust yourself in a way you didn't before. You trust that even when things are hard, you can handle them, because you've already handled harder. And your superpower doesn't require you to be grateful for what you survived. You don't have to be thankful for the trauma. You don't have to say it made you better or stronger, or that it happened for a reason. It didn't. It just happened. And it was terrible. And you survived it. That's the superpower. Not the terrible thing, but your survival of it. You might look at other people and think they have superpowers you don't have. They seem so confident, so together, so unaffected by life. And maybe they are. Maybe they haven't been tested the way you have. Maybe they don't know yet what they're capable of because they haven't had to find out. Or maybe they have their own superpowers, their own survival stories, their own invisible strength. You can't always see someone's superpower from the outside, just like they can't see yours. But it's there, in you. Real, powerful, earned. Your survival is your superpower, and what you do with it is up to you. You can use it to help others who are where you were, to be the person you needed when you were in the darkness, to offer understanding and hope and proof that survival is possible. That's powerful. You can use it to build a life that honors what you've been through, to live more authentically, more fully, more aligned with what actually matters. To stop wasting time on things that don't feed your soul. To prioritize what and who makes you feel alive. That's powerful. You can use it to set boundaries that protect your peace. To say no to what harms you. To choose yourself without guilt. To trust your instincts. To honor your limits. To advocate for your needs. That's powerful. You can use it to pursue things you were too afraid to pursue before. Because what's the worst that can happen? You'll fail? You've survived worse than failure. You'll be rejected? You've survived worse than rejection. You'll look foolish? You've survived worse than embarrassment. Your superpower makes you braver than you were before. Or you can just use it to keep living, to keep showing up, to keep trying, to keep choosing yourself, to keep moving forward even when forward is slow. That's enough. That's more than enough. That's using your superpower. You survived. Against the odds. Against the pain, against the voice that told you that you couldn't. You survived. You're here. You're still trying. You're still choosing to exist. You're still building, still healing, still hoping. That's your superpower. Not your scars, not your trauma, not what happened to you, but what you did with it. How you kept going, how you're still here, how you survived. Don't underestimate that. Don't minimize it. Don't dismiss it as just survival. It's not just anything. It's everything. It's proof of your strength, your resilience, your power, your refusal to be destroyed. You survived. And that makes you powerful in ways that people who haven't been tested will never understand. Powerful in ways that matter, in ways that last, in ways that can't be taken from you. You survived. And that's your superpower. Own it. Honor it. Use it. Not to prove anything to anyone, but to remind yourself who you are, what you're capable of, what you've already done. You survived the unsurvivable. You're here. You're still fighting. You're still standing. And that's the most powerful thing there is. Thanks for watching. What has your survival given you? How has it changed you? What's your superpower? Share your story in the comments. Your survival might be the hope someone else needs today. And if you're still in the middle of surviving, still not sure you'll make it through, you will. Your superpower is already there. You're using it right now. Keep going. Subscribe to keep surviving together. You will stand again.